back to Long Box Diving, where we explore comics and story arcs pulled from the long box. And it is new comic book day. It is time to go through the comics that I picked up this week. It's also kind of time to give a quick first impressions. We'll try something a little different. Quick first impressions of what I thought of the books or what I thought from the covers. What I think is going to be in it. Well, I kind of do that anyway most of the time, but yeah, I call it that, right? So it's just a review and a quick, not a review, but a list and a quick kind of my first thoughts. All right, so we picked up Marauders number 7. Marauders number 7. Now, first thoughts. Callisto, Switchblades. I see Pyro and Bishop in the reflection of the blade. The cover is looks pretty cool. I'd like to know, basically, what happens to Kitty, and more importantly, what happens to Lockheed. I don't know if this book gives us that. I hope it does, because I've actually dropped it off my pull list because I'm bored. But I do want to know if Lockheed dies. I like Lockheed. All right, next I picked up Star Wars Darth Vader number 1. First impressions, I've never gotten a Star Wars book. Really, I don't really buy Star Wars books. I have a couple because I got them in long boxes, but nothing I've actually really sought after. I do like Star Wars. I like it a lot. The art in here looks really good. It has some interesting stuff, and apparently the Marvel version of Star Wars is supposed to be able to be canon at some point. And so there's a spoiler at the end. I don't know why it's a spoiler, but Greg Pak on Twitter asked everybody to please not spoil the book. So I'm not going to, but I'm not sure why it's a spoiler. Probably because I don't really read a lot of Star Wars books or Star Wars comics. But it looks good. So we'll see. Savage Avengers is 0. All right. Usually these are prequels, right? Zeros are like a prequel, something that happened before 1. We have Goligath on the cover. Doctor Strange, I'm not sure who that dude is. I don't know who that is. But Dugan, Claremont, and Ramada Jr. So, interesting. So we have in here basically chapter 0, and it looks like we got a couple different stories. One is a current story with Doctor Strange going to Krakoa. And then we go to an old-time Claremont Ramada adventure of the X-Men. It looks like the X-Men. Yep, there's Storm. Yep. Danny. Rain. Spider-Man. Wow. I don't remember reading this. Celine or Celeste? I don't know who that is. Alright. So, first impression. Looks pretty good. Looks like it's a mix of a new intro along with an old-time story reprint in here. And it's really, I mean, look. It's a really thick book. So, that should be fun. Alright. Batman 88. Batman 88. Now we have Tinian in March. Okay, so March did the last issue. It was really, really pretty good. Though I had a problem with them swapping artists in the middle. I mean, issue 1 of Tinian's run and then swap artists. Didn't like that. But it's okay because the artist they have is actually really pretty good. And basically Tinian has been doing a really good job so far. I mean, it's only been 2 books. But I've really enjoyed what he's done so far. Whoa, that's interesting. All right, so a lot of good stuff. That's interesting too. Okay, Harley Quinn shows up. All right, so we got some good stuff going on here. First impression, it looks really good. We'll see. All right. Daredevil 17 with Zdarsky. Now, all these have been fantastic. Some of the best books right now at Marvel is Daredevil. I am not a fan of this artist. I wish Chichetto was back on it. Chichetto's art was great. It's not as bad as Fallen Angel's art. That was just really bad. But this is mid-tier. It's okay. It's not the style I enjoy. But they've really had some really good uses of Daredevil's powers and the way he sees, and we can actually the artist was drawing it in that way. I see a little bit of that in here. So going off of the fact that it is Zdarsky, it should be good. So first impression should be good. All right, then we have Justice League 40. Justice League 40. Now, this is where Vendetti picks up with Doug Mankey on the art. And we start in the middle of Minnesota. Oh, there's the Eradicator. Madame Xanadu. So it looks like it's just picking up in a brand new story. I think Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo are taking their story arc off into some other thing, somewhere, in I think the Encore, or death metal, or whatever it is. So, and that should be interesting too. But first impressions, it looks good. Vendetti does a really good job, and the art looks great. So that should be good. And finally, another Zdarsky with the Dotsons. X-Men plus Fantastic Four. Franklin Richards is a mutant, and he's invited to Krakoa, but he hasn't been to Krakoa as far as I know. Issue, first thing, Kitty doesn't look like the Kitty in Marauders. So does this happen before or after? I don't know. She has a tattoo on her knuckles, and she's drinking a lot of alcohol. And it doesn't look like that in here. Now the art looks really good. Magneto, it looks like there's lots of fighting. Oh man, Doom. So looks like some good stuff in here. Next on February 26th, so every 2 weeks apparently. Not a big fan of an every 2 week book. I already get too many of those. All right, so that first impression looks good. The art looks good. The cover looks fantastic. I have some questions about why Kitty looks different or is in the time frame of things. But hey, first impression is it looks good, and I will definitely enjoy reading it. So those were my pull this week and my first impressions of those comics. As soon as I finish reading them, we'll do another quick fire review. So where I just kind of go through it real quick of what I thought of all these different books. Probably do it live stream again. We'll see what time we do that. But if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time here in the Long Box.